Hi, I'm David Katzmeyer from CNET. I'm here to tell you a little bit about Samsung's new smart remote for 2014. This little guy is actually the best TV remote I've ever seen included with a television. The real key here is that Samsung has adopted the sort of motion control used by Nintendo and more recently LG with their own TVs. Samsung's motion control adds another little twist though. You can actually just rest your thumb on the remote itself to activate the motion control. You can see here that as long as my thumb is on it, the thing actually reads the motion control and is able to select items. I take my thumb off and it doesn't, so you can actually drive around with a regular cursor control in this configuration. Motion control really works great for typing in things on an on-screen keyboard, for using Samsung's little remote keyboard here that comes up that actually can control your cable box and things like that. Of course, the downside is that you don't get direct access to a lot of those commands, so if you're the kind of person who types in channel numbers a lot, you might actually find yourself using the remote that came with your cable box or even a universal remote in preference to this little guy. On the other hand, if you're the kind of guy that does a lot of web browsing, for example, this remote is a godsend. It actually allows the cursor to move really quickly around the screen. You can scroll really easily using the touchpad. So all things considered, it's really one of the more advanced remotes out there. Unlike a standard IR remote, of course, you don't have to aim this thing at the screen. It uses Bluetooth, so you can use it from across the room or even without having to aim at the screen at all. The TV itself can actually control your cable box via an IR blaster, so again, you get full control using this remote. It'll also control other devices such as a Blu-ray player or a home theater system, but it doesn't do it as well as a good universal remote such as a Harmony. But again, if you're keeping everything within the TV, you're using the TV to provide your control, you're also using the TV to browse your cable box, this remote works really well. And again, one of the nicest, most responsive clickers I've seen. I also love the ergonomics on this little guy. It actually has a really nice feel in the hand. It's got sort of a textured backside here. There's just a few buttons on here. The main ones include transport control for play, pause, rewind, and fast forward. There's also the little touchpad channel up and down, which you can use to browse quickly your on-screen program guide on your cable box. There's also a voice command button on here, so you can use this to enter in voice searches, for example, to control the TV, to turn on different channels, to choose different apps, and even to search for different actors and also program types. So really the search works pretty well. It's universal. On the flip side, it doesn't hit Netflix or Amazon Instant, so Samsung has a little bit more work to do to make the search even as good as something found on like a Roku. Of course, Roku doesn't offer voice search, so again, there's some trade-offs. So despite the fact this remote is the nicest I've ever seen included with a TV, overall I'd still probably choose a universal remote to control my own system because I have a lot more devices. But with a simpler system, something that doesn't include a whole bunch of different devices, or something where you're going to use the TV to use most of the smart apps via the TV itself, Samsung Smart Remote is a clear winner. That's a quick look at Samsung's new motion-activated touchpad smart remote for 2014. This is included on all Samsung TVs of the H6400 series and up for 2014. I'm David Katzmeyer from CNET.